Senator Jason Carter from Georgia.
Greetings from the battleground state of Georgia. When my grandfather accepted the Democratic nomination for president, he stood before this group and said, "It is time for America to move and to speak not with boasting and belligerence, but with a quiet strength, to depend in the world affairs not merely on the size of an arsenal, but on the nobility of ideas, and to govern at home not by confusion and crisis, but with grace and imagination and common sense." Those words feel even more relevant today than they did 40 years ago, and I promise that he is itching to get on the campaign trail and elect Hillary Clinton. This last year has been a remarkable one in our family. Almost exactly a year ago, my grandfather was diagnosed with cancer. He approached this diagnosis with the exact faith, dignity, and strength that we've come to expect. He never stopped working for health and peace around the world, and he never stopped teaching Sunday school at home in Plains. Today, thanks to the miracles of modern science and the power of prayer, I'm happy to report that the cancer is gone. And not only that, but earlier this month, he and my grandmother celebrated their 70th wedding anniversary. My grandparents demonstrate that there is a strength in love, humility, and service that no amount of anger or pride or salesmanship can match. That principled strength is what drives them in the work that they do every day, and that same principled strength will elect Hillary Clinton as our next president.
Good evening, Democrats. 40 years ago, in our nation's bicentennial year, I stood before you to accept your nomination as president. Rosa and I wish we could be there with you again tonight to prepare for what will be an extremely important election, one that will define for a generation who we are as a nation and as a people. We Americans have a clear choice before us. I feel proud that the two Democratic candidates who competed throughout a long primary season, Senator Bernie Sanders and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, comported themselves with dignity, talked about issues that matter, and presented a vision for our nation. And I thank Senator Sanders for energizing and bringing so many young people into the electoral process. To all of you young Americans, I say, stay engaged, stay involved, and be sure to vote this November. At a moment when it's become more important than ever to lift people up, to offer hope and a roadmap to a brighter future, instead we see a Republican presidential candidate who seems to violate some of the most important moral and ethical principles on which our nation was founded. We can and must do better. Unfortunately, the Democratic nominee we will soon be choosing offers a stark contrast in both substance and style, and also competence and experience to what the Republicans have chosen. I've known Hillary Clinton for decades. When she was a young attorney, I appointed her to the Legal Services Corporation, where she became the first woman chair. There, Hillary fought to make sure that in our courts, those with the least were treated the same as those with the most. And since then, as you know, Hillary has always demonstrated a willingness to take on the most difficult challenges and to get things done. Her life has been dedicated to advancing human rights across the globe, especially for women and children. These are perilous times. We need someone with a strong heart, a deep understanding of the issues, challenges, and opportunities, and a steady hand. Hillary Clinton has my support. I know she will also have yours. A united Democratic Party will prevail in November. Thank you all, and God bless the United States of America.